Hello, it's Daniel Data from St Jude's Clinic in Sydney, Australia. So what I'll do now is just take you through some X-ray analyses and orient you towards the position of the person here whilst they're standing. They've got their hands just resting above their shoulders, and you'll see that the heart is on the left side. So this is the left side, this is the right side, this is the left, that's the right, this is the left, and that's the right. The two photos on your left are taken 2 years apart. The curve presents then as fairly stable with a 57 and a 56 degree curve. However, if you note what's taking place here, and that is that this 30 degree angle of inclination is a tilt of the vertebra away from this horizontal line. And if we do the same thing over here, the more this vertebra tilts down in here, the more the person will be taken off center. And that's why the head appears to the right of this red center of gravity line. It's all because of the degree of tilt occurring down in here in the lumbar spine. So if we can lessen that degree of tilt in here, this person will come on center, and that's exactly what took place. The curve was at 33 degrees there in those two pictures, but as you can see here, it actually changed to 23 degrees and 24 degrees here, and consequently the head popped back into the center of gravity. So this person now appears as though their head is in line, one with their pelvis. Incidentally, if we take a look at the top angle of inclination and the top angle of inclination in here, as the spine tilts over, this vertebra up here is going to tilt more, giving an apparent increase in that angle, and that can be remedied, but the overall drop in the curvature was from 56, 57 down to a 51 degree drop here. And what I'd like to do is just take you through some postural photos as well. So here we have the lady after the first day, 4 hours intensive care program, and we can see here that the spine has well and truly moved from the center of gravity line, which is the red laser line there. So the spine was off to the right, now it's well and truly over to the left here, and the waist curve has changed in its appearance as well. We'll take a closer look at that, but the whole spine has moved back to the center. Again, as we take a look at this, we can see here that after 4 days of doing this as well, we can see a change in the waist curve. The curve here is measured from the waist itself at its convexity there, and you'll see that this line, which is the exact same line as the other, is no longer at the same level on the waist. The waist has actually increased in height, and the hip jutting is not as pronounced now on the subsequent photo at the beginning of day 4. So we should see an increase in this lady's height, and we do, evidenced by the earrings and also by the shoulders. Count the squares, 1, 2, 3. Those squares, it's 2.5 squares up, and on this photo 1, 2, a bit more than 2.5, and definitely more so on the right hand side as well. That's closer to the second line. This one's approximating the third as well. So if we can continue on and we'll just take a look and see what happened. I'll have just to minimize this photo firstly and just come down and take a look. Here, let's just see what that one's about. So that's halfway through day 4, and now what we're seeing is that the shoulders are actually touching the third line. So she's growing, and her earrings are well and truly above that line there as well. So this lady is growing taller, and her spine is getting reduced in its scoliosis. And again, we'll just take a look at one more photo. And here she is here, and that's just from the front as well. You'll be able to see that the waist curve is not as pronounced at the end of day 4 as it was at the beginning of day 1. This type of therapy for you, there are different ways in which we can approach scoliosis via Skype and or in person, and there are different programs also on offer depending on your needs. So we welcome you to make contact with St Jude's Clinic in Sydney, Australia, and we'll leave some contact details below.